free to do whatever you want. Do you know who you are?
Do you know who you are, everyone? I know who I am. The man in the box behind me knows who he is, and I know what time it is. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for DYOR Live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media universe. So glad to be hosting another episode of this great show with my good friend and co-host, the none other than the great Mr. Pedro Garcia, crypto chart analyst, Pedro Damas de jour. Welcome, everybody. It is May 6, 2026. If you can believe it, the year is more than a quarter over, almost halfway there. We're getting crazy with peace talks. Anyone really believe that there's peace? Nope. I think it's just a trick to fool Congress. But anyway, lots to talk about today. Bitcoin closes the CME gap. Pedro and I have been talking about that for a while, that it would come up and hit these levels in the low 80s for a while, possibly up to about 83, 84 or so, maybe, and then going to the moon. No, going back to zero. No, somewhere in between there. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro and I are going to be talking about that at length. As I said, the war is still going on. They officially announced that Project Enduring Freedom, or not Enduring, whatever, Fury, or I don't know what the hell it's called, ended in Iran. They had to, because the War Powers Act requires Congress to declare war within 60 days or not. So the president ended that operation and started another one, Operation Freedom Resolve, or I don't know. It's a new one, but the war's still going on, and it's evident that their peace has not broken out, because the price of oil did retrace on the news of the first part of the war ending, and then when they said, oh, the other part of the war is still going on, or the new part, oil went, oh, hold it, let's see what this is all about. So the price of oil gives away the intent of the government, because people vote with their money. So we're going to go over that in a little while. Gold is actually, if you take the gold chart right now and just inverse it, overlay it over oil, it's the exact chart. It's very frustrating when gold becomes just a complete opposite of crude oil. Makes your trading difficult. And also, one of the things Pedro and I wanted to talk about today was just some new advances in AI, if we can get to that this show. The new Grok is out. Today's graphics from the show, the lady jumping over the chasm, that was in case you missed it. Where is that thing? That was done by Grok. It's a video, but I'm just showing you the still photo right there. I don't think you guys on YouTube can see that, but it doesn't matter. Everyone else can. BTC jumping the CME gap. For those of you who do not know what the CME gap is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. That's where Bitcoin futures have been traded since about 2017, 16, something like that. And periodically they close, especially over the weekends, and there's no trading over the weekends, which I used to think was a bad idea. Now I think it's a wonderful idea, so you can have a break. Sometimes a gap forms between the Friday close price and the Monday morning open price, or Sunday evening, depending on where you are in the world. And usually it gets filled right up. But there was a large Bitcoin gap between 79,000 and 82,000 that hung out for a couple of weeks. Finally closed it and was like a magnet drawing the price back to it. Pedro will go over that in just a moment. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, welcome to the show. As always, we haven't been around a lot, ladies and gentlemen, so the algorithms are not happy with us. If you could be happy with us and hit the like button, hit the hi, how you doing button, drop a comment, anything like that, we sure would appreciate it. I have the President of the United States on this screen over here. He and his lovely wife, Melania, are doing a Mother's Day celebration in somewhere. So I was listening to that because usually those speeches devolve into something else, and it'll mention the word Iran or something in which will cause the price of oil to go crazy again. Regardless of that, let's get to the charts, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro, what in the heck is going on with Bitcoin? Is it going up? Is it going down? Moon or bust? What's happening? Echo? In the perpetuals world, when you look at a proper futures chart, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange does things in months. And so there's a monthly chart in which the next month has not a lot of volume, and as you get closer to that month, the volume switches to trading that month, and then the last month trails off. It's like girlfriends. You have one kind of you're in process right now, one you're looking at, and one that's on the way out. Mr. Striking says, hopefully not the wives. And then there's a continuous chart, right? Then there's an artificial chart that they put together of all the months put together, and all the outlying, what I learned on all the outlying months averaged into the continuous chart too, and that caught me by surprise on crude oil the other day. No, that's whatever. It's January. I mean, I know these. I mean, I lived this stuff for years, but it was 40 years ago. Sonny? How many fingers? I mean, the hairline. Huh? It's the hairline test. No, it was the same. Like here, like that was a month. You know, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then you turn your hand sideways for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or if it's traded in hundreds, it's 100, 200, 300, 400. It all depends on each pit has a slight variation. And if you stepped into a pit that traded ones, and you came from a pit that traded hundreds, and you did the sell one, but in your mind it's 100, sell 100, other traders would go, oop, and they would do a check, one or 100, and oh wait, wrong sign, sorry. Now there's electronic trading, and the only check is your margin requirement. Right? In the trading pits, the trade would go through because it's a live trade, and then in the back end, the risk managers would be like, whoa, one guy traded 100 instead of 1. Make him close the trade.
I want it to go down so that it will go up. And it did exactly what we talked about. Ask Mr. Sessler that. I gave him a detailed plan. But come on, don't be a douche. Why are you being on? Why are you doing this? It's literally not letting me. Oh, there it is. I'm a little slow there. So this area right here, you can see it's putting in, it put in a bunch of sellers. So the fact is that when we saw it come back down into this area, we saw it pull back. This is why I was saying that pull back. I thought we were gonna come back down to that 69,000, 70,000 area right here, but we didn't. We just came back to the weekly 8, then we continued up. I'm expecting this to continue up, right? But the point that I'm looking at is this: is you've got that 200-day period moving average sitting at that 93. Right, which seems pretty far away. So this is where we're putting in this in. When you look at the CME, and I'm actually going to pull up BTC, crypto. I'm going to go to Coinbase because Coinbase is being traded a lot. On the Coinbase, we're sitting right at that 83,000 mark, where where we're seeing the 200-day period moving average stepping in. So I'm expecting us to see a pullback here down to that 78, potentially come back down, tapping that 75,000, hitting the weekly 8, which is sitting right here, like around that 73. It's not going to hit it exactly at 73. It'll probably just come down, tap the liquidity at the weekly low of the previous week. If we see it come back here. So it's kind of like what I'm expecting to see. So again, we're tapping the area here. We went up first part of the week. I'm expecting to see it come back down over the next few days, profit taking. Over the last 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, we've seen it go from 65,000 to 81,000, right? So we're talking that's almost half of the value, right? Because it was at 61,000, goes up 20,000 points. Hence, that would be 30,000 from the 60 of the low. We're talking that's a pretty big push up there. So that's what I'm saying. I'm expecting to see a bit of a pullback here at the 200-day period moving average, but pulling back into the weekly demand area, which is basically roughly starting around that 78,000-ish area, and then the low of that 74,000. So I can see it coming back down, putting in, and now Tom, if they go and they put a big wick in and bring it down to here, and then they close it here, okay, so that means then you would have a giant doji there. But do you see where they're absorbing orders?
Yeah.
Where we could potentially see a market pullback when it does pull back down at the 100,000, 90,000 area, which is roughly around here. So do you see where we could see it pull back, see what they're creating as they're going up?
I see they're creating a racetrack on the way down to that supply area.
See what they're creating as they're going up. Nice little step and slide all the way down into these lower levels here. So I like it. I like it a lot.
What is that? What is that? That lower supply level right there at the end of the? Yeah. What price is that? I can't see.
That's 60,000. That's 67,000.
60,000. That's kind of what I was talking about in the run up to the show. Here was. Oh man, we got a spammer here. I was talking about.
No. I love the spammer. What did the spammer say? Sorry.
Oh, he can't post links. I'm not gonna ban him. He just can't post links.
Yeah, no links to weird or inappropriate things.
I don't understand why it's even allowed to post links, because I'm pretty sure I have that feature off. Anyway, welcome DeFi Dude to the house. Thank you very much for joining us, DeFi Dude, all the way from Madrid, Spain. Thank you very much. But Pedro, on the $60,000 level, we're kind of talking about that for a while back, a little while when we were down at 60,000. As we kind of came to notice this gap, it escaped me for a while. And you had picked out the levels up there, but the gap had escaped you. And so we were both calling it going up there for different reasons. And I'm still calling it coming down here. Like you were saying, it's coming down that racetrack a little bit. And I'm still thinking that it's going to be sub 60,000. If only for this reason. Today, or yesterday, or the day before, whatever it is, the president of strategy, not Michael Saylor, he's the CEO and chairman. The president, I don't know his name. It's a name I can't remember. Hinted that selling Bitcoin for any reason was not off the table. Not off the table. And they didn't just say, well, if we need the money, we're going to sell some. What they said was, we've got $2 billion in cash, because we've talked about their $5 million or $2 million a day in cash obligations towards paying dividends and interest on debt that they have sold. But what they said is they're more interested in their Bitcoin per share. Bitcoin exposure per share. Not earnings per share, but Bitcoin per share of the company stock. And so that it's entirely possible that they would sell Bitcoin in order to do what? Buy their stock back. And get a higher Bitcoin, or whatever the scheme is. They probably have some scheme that I'll never figure out in order to reacquire their shares, thus eliminating part of the debt, the dividends. But it might cause them to sell some Bitcoin. Now, the market as we know, Pedro, as you well know, and as all of you listeners know, is brutal. When the market senses weakness or a change, and they think that you're vulnerable, they're going to come and get you. Because if the market wants to go where the money is. And right now, one of the big places the money is in the Bitcoin world is in strategy and strategy. And people want those Bitcoins. They want them, and they want them cheap, right? They want to buy, fill the big buy orders down low, not up high. And there's some bigger players than strategy in the market. JP Morgan's in the market. The big banks. They can push the market down if they want. BlackRock owns a lot. They could easily take an IOU out, dump the Bitcoin down, and buy double the amount back at a lower level. Right.
Double.
And thus, those Bitcoins have to come from somewhere without just jacking the price up. And those would be at a stress sale from Saylor, and they would come out and say, "Oh no, we're not selling because the price is low. We see an opportunity to increase the Bitcoin per share." And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's great." But meanwhile, they're all like, basically doing their duties in their pantsies. So I would say, from a fundamental point of view, that there will be pressure to push this down lower to seek out that weakness in strategy and get some of those 700,000 Bitcoin at a cheap price.
Absolutely.
That was a long way of saying they're going to go after his ass.
Yeah. And the thing is his knuckleheadness of always topping off is starting to hurt him now. Because at these lower levels of that 70, 60,000, he's under. So, granted, he's making money. He's able to meet his obligations by loaning out Bitcoin, by doing everything that he needs to do. I mean, he's doing what he's planned to do. The only issue is when you look at his stock, right? He's got to go through. Now, I'm mad at myself that I didn't buy in at strategy and MSTY, right? That was the MSTY, the yield max. But still, when you look at this, man, it's whoever got in at that $6 and it jumped all, dude. I mean, this is.
You know who got in at $6? All the insiders.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it just at $6, and again, this produces, 120% annual income, and so, between 50 to 100%, and so whoever got in at these lows here, and it skyrocketed. I mean, literally went from $6 all the way up to literally 34. That's awesome. That's absolutely crazy. We talked about it, and we're not waiting. I expected to come back down to these lower levels here. Came down to 13, 14, actually $20. Now I'm kind of going sideways as Bitcoin's going up, but it's still at this point where I'm looking at going like, if I should have bought in, like I said, I was going to buy in at that $6, $8 mark. I just wanted it a little bit lower. Now they're just, it's like they're tempting me. They're trying to call me back. But again, these levels here, you went, by just putting in like 4,000, 5,000, or 10,000, 20,000, right? This thing would literally, 4 or 12, 24, almost 36. So what is that? 6x. You 6x your investment. If you put 10,000 at 60,000, then in additionally to that, it's kicking off almost 100% of a yield a year. So it's just, it's brilliant. It's absolute. Whoever got in at these levels here, this guy right here at that low, who got in at these lows here, that was just so frustrating. Anyways, no.
Every time we look at the Bitcoin chart, we say that, or the Apple chart, or the Amazon chart, Microsoft chart, Palantir chart.
But still, the MST
Ford chart. Oh, never mind.
Ford, that was actually really interesting. I mean, they should have been gone a long time ago from a business standpoint, right? So, but can
Why
see
didn't that work?
down at 100. Now it's about 185 for MSTY. Now this is going to act as a resistance level, so we should see it pull back on MSTY. But honestly, if I'm expecting BTC to keep moving up. BTC, right? Talk about. I mean, even though it's hitting that crossover of the 200 and 400 day period moving average there, it's still not. I mean, I expect it to get up to that 100,000 mark area, which is roughly around that right here. And this is where the capitulation happens. There's a lot of money that was sitting right there. And so a lot of people are going to want to get out at that level. And so the pullback from here, from that 100,000 down to, let's say, 75,000, is going to be one of those ones that's going to be real interesting to see what happens. So that's going to be really, really interesting. You can see
Hold on to your monies, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a rough one.
Yeah. So you can see here at the 77,000 here area, we came down, we hit this area, pulled back, then came and touched this other liquidity area right here. We saw the pullback to the 8 on the weekly. So we will remove that. Now we're coming up and testing. So these are going to act as support levels, not demand levels, but support levels.
Smoke alarm going off, Pedro?
No, that is the house right next to me that's burnt.
That's right. Forgot your name. Pedro is fortunate. In fact, the whole DYOR Media crew is very fortunate that we didn't lose our co-host here into a cloud of smoke. As in the whole East Coast global headquarters of DYOR could have gone up in smoke.
Literally.
But it didn't. But they,
Did not.
the large commercial property, other in this giant, massive commercial district that we have our multi-story headquarters in, went up in flames from, I'm guessing, a barbecue grill or something. Fortunately,
No. One of the oldest houses, and where I live, I think it's the second oldest house. The guy who purchased it was supposed to do a change of all the electrical, and he did not.
left
And
the old
so-
BX in there and tried to run 20 amps over an old BX wire that can handle about 5 amps and has no insulation.
Yeah. And supposedly it couldn't handle it anymore. And then one night it just said, and it started from the basement and went all the way up. They think it was electrical, so that's what I'm assuming. But again,
Pedro, I've actually witnessed one of those things happen with my own eyes.
really?
Saw it happen. I'm in this really wonderful place. It's really a wonderful place. It's called Central African Republic. And we're at this bar at the out on the banks of the Congo River, which divides Central African Republic from the the smaller Congo. And the bar had a bathroom that was, we'll just use the word outhouse, but bathroom. And its lights in it were run by the generator. Everything's run on generator there. And as I'm in the bathroom, doing my thing, I see the wire that all the big Christmas lights, like the big bulbs, not the little ones, just start glowing. The wire was glowing, not the bulbs, but the bulbs got a lot brighter. And I'm like, this is not good, not good. And I'm running out of the thing, and it's just like a thatched door, thatched hanging grass door. And not 5 seconds after I came out of that, it caught fire.
I might be having that circumstance. I will be back literally, hopefully in 5 minutes. Pray for me.
All right, Pedro's going to go check on the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it was quite the entertaining time. Welcome, Vincent, all the way from Night. Speaking of Africa, Vincent coming to us from Africa here. Thanks for joining us, Vincent. Hope you're well, and hope your laptop is working fine, and you're using it like you said you wanted to do. Anyway, but I watched this outdoor bathroom, as I was saying. Just the wiring in it just started glowing, and just as it was catching fire and smoking, someone hits the button to stop the generator from running. And then people ran in with fire extinguishers and put it out, because you can't have the bathroom burning down in these places. But anyway, the Chads are on. Yes, Baby Drago, thanks for joining us. All the way from Sucker Free City. Oh, you know what? You know who's in San Francisco right now? Striking Et. Striking Et is in San Francisco right now. She's with a friend who is a car nut, an absolute car nut. That's interesting. Anyway, welcome Jesus, our resident Peruvian here to the show. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple days ago, or 3 days ago or so, the building next to Pedro's house burnt to the ground. It was an old one, and he's having some residual issues with it, and that type of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about? All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. There's Pedro back.
All right.
It didn't rekindle, did it?
No. My grandma downstairs is cooking, and
oh, it was.
She stepped away to the bathroom for a while, and I was like, things are beeping. Things are beeping. I'm smelling it, and then I'm thinking, no, that's next door. That's probably what it. No, she's burning stuff. Grandma, they be cooking. Sometimes they be forgetting.
Pedro, while you're gone, Sucker Free City here, otherwise known as San Francisco City car dealer du jour, Baby Draco, otherwise known as the man Jesus. I pointed out to him by sheer coincidence, Striking Et is in San Francisco right now.
That's awesome.
She's out there with a friend. Their school year has ended, and they're doing a little road trip around that area because that's where the friend is from.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have them go down and check out the inventory at SFC used car sales. No cash, no car.
I love it.
No cash, no credit, no car.
That's funny. That's so funny. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm always shocked. We're gone away for a few days, and we still got it. 9 people, but we'll probably have about 100 people watch us today, which is cool. But we got to. Tom is. I haven't even
shared it out yet.
No, me too, which is cool.
On socials, I did, but not in Telegram, I did, but not all the other direct ways that I do it.
Totally understand. Now, one of the things we're going to pivot back to what we were talking about with BTC. I want to kind of strategy. I want to bring up here something that I find really interesting here. Ethereum. Ethereum has been going sideways, and I expected it to go up, right? And so it was one of those things I was looking at going like, why is Ethereum going sideways here? Which is almost looks like it's being suppressed. I found really, really interesting, right? Oh man, it's been a while since I looked at the Ethereum Coinbase chart here. Look at that, I literally hit my spots. Boom, boom, resistance, boom. All right, I gotta delete some of this stuff here. But what I think is so interesting here is that when you look at Ethereum, BTC we're seeing creating new higher highs and higher lows. Whereas here, you're hitting this sideways pattern here. And so I'm looking at this going, what is it that they're doing? Well, that potentially, I thought the institutions were definitely stepping in. And you can see here, like you're seeing volume coming. You're definitely seeing buyer volume. And look at this, buyer volume, buyer volume, buyer volume for all of these circumstances. So I'm looking at this going, I should expect to see it go up. So this consolidation here is one of those things I'm going, are they looking to push us up? So if they do pull back here, I'm looking for really this area. Then at these lower levels here, if it does pull back, and then we're seeing like, it's having a hard time going higher here. And so because of that, I'm looking at this going, this area of demand or just liquidity is the best way of putting it, right? I always talk about this, is going to be at that 2218 to that 2156 for a pullback into Ethereum, and then potentially seeing it continue higher. Now, if we want to, if this does pull back to a major demand, or what I would say demand, would be down at these levels right here. This is here.
Those levels look very similar to the Bitcoin chart.
Very similar, very, very similar. Now you can see here that we're having the 20 crossover. You can see that on the weekly chart, we're hitting the 20 period moving average, and we're piercing it, which is making this look like it's going to be a weak dynamic supply area. And so this is where I'm just like, I need some orders, so I can see it coming back down into these lower levels and then pushing back up. So just be ready for something of that nature. And so if you're looking to capitalize on that, I like the 2109 area. Give me 1 second just to make sure as well.
Of course, we've been talking about these levels in Ethereum literally forever. I mean,
Yes, sir.
in fact, we had a show, I'll say 8 months ago, 8 months ago, in which the theme was Ethereum, it's time to put up or shut up. And literally the next day, I think it was the next show, Ethereum popped to like, 3,500 again. It was like, oh my God. So maybe we should have another show. It just says Ethereum, time to put up or shut up. In fact, the last time we did that, I did that show for Solana, in which it was $10. And I said, Solana, it's time to either give it up or go. And I threw shade all over them and said, you guys are going to 2. Well, they didn't go to 2, they went to 300.
I did. I remember this. I thought it was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, oops.
Solana, speaking of Solana, we saw it come back down to that 68,000, and now we're seeing it retest that 200 period moving average on that date. 100 day. You can see how it tests the 89, now the 100 right here. 200 is going to be the next resistance, a little dynamic resistance here, and on top of that, you also have, which looks like a weekly zone area into that area. Set that up right here. So this is, do that. We're gonna make that into some supply. I need to do some quick ones here.
We are tied with Crypto Wendy right now on Rumble with 10 viewers each.
Hey guys, if you could do us a favor, hit the shout out so we can beat Miss Crypto Wendy. And if you just go out and share us to your local profiles or something out there, we'd love to be able to beat out Miss Wendy. I know she's got a lot of people who watch her. She does a pretty good show on news, gives out some good facts and things to be talking about as well. But we kind of bring the alpha when it comes to the charts here. So really would appreciate that.
Her incessant hopium about XRP tends to drive you crazy. I mean, they like paved their parking lot at Ripple, and it's like big news, big news. Parking lots paved. That means important executives are coming, which means good news.
What's up? I would agree with that. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? Let's. All right, so also for Solana, you can see Solana starting to find some footing on that weekly 8. Only thing is there is a lot of overhead resistance on that 106 to 111 area, from the monthly to the weekly, literally down to the daily. And so these are areas that it's just going to have to fight here. It's going to have to fight through this and see if it can do it. It's going to be hard for it, but if you can get through that 106 area, and we can see it start to pick up again, that's going to be its rally cry, and then people will start to get behind it again, and we should see it. But be careful for the institutions, because the institutions see that and go, people are going to want to come and take that. We can take the other side of it. So make sure you're not caught in as a sucker, like sucker free over here.
Sucker free city.
Sucker free city. But in that same sense, this is what we're looking at here. This is liquidity area up at that 106, 100 area. You have the weekly 20. You have the monthly 50 sitting there, and then you have the daily demand zone, or weekly supply zone up in this level here. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this handles here. So we'll keep an eye on this. Hopefully we'll be live much more so that we can keep you guys abreast of these markets. Now, also, let's check out here real quick XRP. XRP was one of those ones that people follow incessantly.
I don't think, Pedro, I don't even think we've reviewed XRP in months.
Probably.
Oh, Pedro, we have our first used car promotion here.
Okay,
if you go to SFC Cars in San Francisco and mention DYOR, Tom, or Pedro, you get $1,000 off. No questions asked. How about that?
There you go.
Everyone just get on a plane and head out to San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Get $1,000 off just by mentioning
this
great show.
This great show.
It's all right, because as soon as you walked on the lot, he marked it up 2,000. So we'll give you a free 1,000 off. No problem.
Shh, don't tell
me. We know. We got you, car dealers. We got you. We know you. No, we don't.
Good.
We get hosed every time.
Hosed. You just got hosed. That's such a Canadian terminology. You got hosed. You get hosed.
You hoser.
You hoser.
The funny thing is, I've been in Canada now about 11 years, almost 12 years now. I have not heard one person say the word hoser, except in meme videos. Hey, you hoser. Now, admittingly, this part of the country doesn't have that Canadian accent. It has more of a Frenchy accent, or just general North American English accent. But you go out to Alberta or northern Manitoba, you'll get the hey in the hoser more. You know, there, go play some hockey. Got to trade that XRP, eh? While Pedro's doing that, a quick shout out to everybody saying, thanks for joining us. Remember to share this, ladies and gentlemen. Whoop.
Oh, I lost you there for a second.
No, the in-home smart unit decided to start talking.
I got it. It happens. Here we go. Boom. So I was wondering, what insights are you picking up yourself, Mr. Herlihy?
Well, that was a good redirect, but I thought I would punt on your redirect and do something we have not done in a long time, Pedro. You know what that is?
Talk to me. Read an ad. Let's go.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I'm gonna turn you off for 10 seconds here, Pedro. Ladies and gentlemen. I love this part, so stick around and listen and participate and click these buttons that I tell you to. Have you still not tried 1775 coffee? Well, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit's out, and they've only made 1,000 units again, just like you heard us do this time last year. Oh, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast. I'll be there in just a minute, T. And the Vitality Mushroom Coffee for clean energy and laser focus, and no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free and mold free. Plus you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, and you're getting a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching the 1775 coffee blow up here on DYOR, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio. Grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble and DYOR do. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a QR code right over here. It helps us out. If you hold up your cell phone, pop that QR code and put your eyeballs on our advertisers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on your phone or on a tablet, in the chat, there's a link that says Learn More. And if you're watching us on the replay, thank you very much. In the description below, there is a link. Thank you very much to 1775 Coffee for sponsoring this segment, DYOR Live. Pedro, I got to give it back to you for a second here. We've got a person at the door here. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. As I take the helm here, let's go ahead and go over some really interesting things. Now, what I thought about, and I thought this was really interesting. Oh shoot, 5 o'clock. I need to remember this. Somebody just hit me up just to confirm a meeting at 5 o'clock, and I forgot about it. So it was a good thing that he confirmed it. Let's go ahead and look at this here real quick now. When you look at the markets here and what we're seeing happening, let's check out TradFi. You can see some of the things that correlate. We haven't really done a lot of TradFi lately because it's just been like a juggernaut, right? Like I talked about the market here pulling back, and it did. You know, we saw it pull back into these lower levels back in March and in April here, right? But then we saw just a V-shaped recovery. I mean, look at this, just pulls back down to that 6,400, and we see the skyrocket. Just what is it? Skyrocket in flight, afternoon delight. I don't even know what that song. Somebody told me that song was supposed to be about like little quickies. I don't know what quickie is though. Here we go. So you can see here, it just skyrockets up. Now it's important to understand that the current market right now, right, we're in an inflationary environment. So as we're watching inflation kind of kick in, one, because of the U.S. debt, right? I always talk about U.S. debt, screaming U.S. debt, U.S. debt, U.S. debt, right? It was doing fairly good, and we actually started seeing it go down. I remember it actually went down to 37 trillion, and then just, you know, I don't think Trump could help himself, right? It's like the proverbial candy jar, right, for the government, right? They can't say no to screwing over the U.S. and people. And the worst part is that people don't even know. Like, you don't even know. I saw a guy who was screaming, touting, "Look at my 401k. It's doing great. It's doing great." But what he's not actually understanding is his 401k is doing great because when you have inflation, assets always do well, but it's not that they go up. They just go up in proportion to the inflation. And so as long as the rich people just want to stay either at or above inflation just by a little. And so that's what we're seeing within the stock market based off of the US debt. Now we can go into detail into this, right? That what types of debt. Tom Bilo actually does a great job. He does a great segment on it. So if you haven't checked out Impact Theory and Tom Bilo's, excuse me, I don't mean to do that, but Tom Bilo goes into what type of debt, different types of debt, personal debt, government debt, state debt, right? There's and then what's the other one? And the corporate debt. Those are all debt instruments that do play. Some debt good, most debt bad, right? So these are the things that I would tell you to go. He does a great job, a deep dive into it. Go check him out. I think it's called the America's Problem or something like that. But go check it out. I think it's really, really good. Probably next time we come on, I will highlight that for our viewers. Now, what was I going to say? Shoot. Oh, yes. So because of this, one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and again, was gold. Gold, we talked about it last time we were on, right? It coming down to these lower levels. I believe we were up at that 4,700 area. I said I think we could see it pull back into that 44, 48 area, and potentially all the way down, because Tom asked me, into the 4,100, right? And so if he said, if you had to pick between one over the other, which one were you going to pick? I go, well, it would obviously be the gold, because you have a much more potential percentage drop of seeing it go. But again, when you have inflationary woes coming into the market, as it's become where you want to park your money, and one of the areas you want to park your money at is in gold, right? Regardless of, and there's so many new products out there that you can actually earn a yield on your gold, where you can actually get 5%, 6% back by just placing your money into organizations that actually purchase gold for you.
Pedro, sorry, I interrupt you. I have a quick question. When do the agricultural futures markets close?
I think around
beans and wheat.
One or two. I believe I think it's 1 or 2. Why? What's up?
Yeah, I'm upside down in a beans trade.
And you're wondering why you can't get out? Yeah.
No, it's still. I just wanted to. I was waiting it out here, but I don't know if it's 210, 215. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. I'll deal with that myself.
No. Do you need help or what's up? What's wrong?
I just know they'd end before the all the other ones do.
Okay. All right. No worries then. But one of the things I think it was really interesting is this: is as the market is moving here, what I think is there are 3 things I always say just pick up and do really well, right? Alcohol, sex, and what's the other one? Why am I forgetting what it's called? Prostitution, not prostitution. Strip clubs, right? Typically, strip clubs do really well. Alcohol does really well during recession times, and it's looking like we're hitting more recession woes. Looks like more people are getting laid off. A lot of people are losing jobs, and so this is where we're going to see picking up, where we should see pick up even more so. So that's one of the ones I was looking at. Like I hate to say it, but if you're an investor and you're looking, where do I put my money where I can get a yield? Right? One of the ones you want to potentially look at, again, this is not financial advice, but I know that a lot of institutions look at stocks, right? That they go out and they check out, like the largest corporate entity for strip clubs, right? Or the largest entity for alcohol, right? Because you start to see these play out year or, cycle after cycle after cycle. And so right now, one of the things you could also look at as well as gold. So this is where I'm parlaying. What do I want to see? Now, if we look at the weekly chart, now we saw it pull down and now pull back on gold. Gold is tapping that weekly 8-period moving average here, right? And we're seeing it kind of come in. We saw it go down this week and then pull back up, and now we're playing off of that 8. So me personally, I would assume that as we're coming into this level, we want to see a big amount of volume really step in, and lo and behold, what do we see? We're seeing that right now kind of come into this level. So right now I'm at a wait and see, but most importantly in this wait and see, I want to see demand wicks being established, and you want to see these demand wicks come in and go up. And right now, do you see this big push? We don't see that. And so that's why I'm like, it's wait and see. If we start to see it pull back, we talked about that short, happening last week on Monday and Tuesday. We saw it sell off, come back up, push back up. But the thing that to me makes me feel as if this is going to continue down is, one, we put a lower low in, and our highs as we're putting in, we're not putting in demand wicks. It's not pulling back, right? I guess this one from last night, but pretty much over the last push movement today, I don't really see a lot of demand wicks that indicate, hey, we want to continue higher. But if this is a pullback into gold as it comes down. So as we start to come down into gold, again, this is areas that I'm looking to be purchasing on the lower as gold starts to drop, because again, this makes it more advantageous for me to know that I can pick up on the cheap. And so that's what I feel like is happening here. They're running out of sellers. They need more sellers, and so they need to push this market back up to bring in the actual buyers so that they can short off of that. Or excuse me, as the market's dropping, they need more buyers, so they're running out of buyers as the market is dropping. And so as that happens, they're going to come in and absorb as buyers step in to drop the market. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Thomas, Mr. Herlihy, talk to me. I see that you are deep in thought over there.
No, I was looking at, I also happen to be in a gold short right now. And I was wanting it to break through the what time frame is it? The 2 hour.
2 hour, really?
A 2 hour 8 period, and it did, and then it gapped over it, and I'm trying to figure out. It gapped over it, and now the current 2 hour is it's only been around for 12 minutes, and I would like for the wick that's been put in, for that to be the 2 hour wick. And I know there's a low probability of that, but I'm hoping that that 8 period moving average can do the trick.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's one of those ones we'll see. Here, let me bring up my screen just so I can talk to it. It's not shown on this screen here, but I've got a. This is the 2 hour. Oops. The 2 hour gold contract here, and I'm short from right about in here. I was planning on. Actually, to be honest, I didn't look at the 2 hour chart. I checked 4 hour chart and the daily chart, but I forgot to check the 2 hour chart. And sure enough, the price was being halted right here by this purple line here, the 8 period moving average. That seems to be the 2 hour, well, for a while, for almost all day since yesterday, seemed to be controlling the gold price. And we just crossed it. We just crossed it, not because price went down, but because time went on and the moving average came up and went above the current price. And that doesn't usually show strength in what I want it to do. What I want it to do is this green candle here, just to say, hey, I'm high enough right now, and just tank, all the way down here somewhere, way down in this range here. There's a lot of supply here to eat up down here. There's a little bit here, a little bit none here, and then I'll get to down here. And as Pedro was talking about earlier, when he likes to see demand wicks, and when he doesn't see demand wicks, he knows that that's a signal that price is coming back down this way. So I'd like it to do that. I should have waited to take my trade until it had broken through this higher time frame SMA, and I didn't. So now, instead of being calculating and being hopium. And that's to be honest, that's never a good thing in trading. If you have hope in trading, that means you might as well throw your money in the shredder. You have to have process and science and math. Well, not so much science, process.
Just process, really, right? Like.
Yep.
I think that's really important. Just have a process.
And you can see that I got Pedro's chart back up here right now. The daily candle is pretty big movement today, starting last night at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern time to here. Big movement, not unprecedented though. If you just look over to the left, there's other big green candles too and big red candles. Ever since the talks of peace yesterday, gold. Against all odds, or my brain didn't work this way, I assumed that gold would be going down, the price of gold. With more peace in the world, there would be a flight away from gold. But no, gold went up, because gold for the past couple of days has been basically trading the inverse of crude oil. Some big banks have got a couple of algorithms running that are just making sure, if you take the crude oil chart and inverse it and lay it over the gold chart, they're exactly the same. Or do the reverse. And it's maddening. It's maddening when that happens, because, crude oil, while it's the driver of the entire economy, everything you own and wear and use is related to oil somehow. Generally, gold trades on its own and influences everything else. But now with the war, they're just saying, like, everything's just linked to crude oil, and take it or leave it. And it's maddening, because you end up with little to trade without being too overexposed to risk. So if crude oil is going to go down and I go short, and gold is going to go up and I go long, you think, oh, those are good independent trades. But if they're working in concert, then I'm exposed to too much risk. I could lose both trades instantly. With a wick like that happened yesterday when Donald Trump's tweet popped, and everybody in the market that was in the market with a live trade got stopped out. Anything you were short in, you got stopped out. Enough, except crude oil. If you were long in crude oil, you instantly got, didn't matter what price, because it went down 10% in about one tick. And so it's maddening when those things trade, when major things trade together that usually don't trade together. Maybe now peace means war. That's well, that's what the Russians and Chinese think. It's always a game to them. It's always ongoing. Shouldn't say it's not a game to us. We spend a lot of money with our intelligence services playing that game. So
yeah.
Anyway,
this is true. This is true.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, that we'd have a lot of talk about war gold, war oil, and that type of stuff. So that's what we're kind of doing, because it influences the market so much. And the market is so starved for information. Any little news, like just a little, like a little Iranian gunboat with like a Boston whaler and a dude with a rifle, or like, you know, a bag of pop rocks that just goes when you chew on them, shows up. And they're like, oh my God,
goodness.
attack! And the price of oil goes crazy. You're right. There's a child with pop rocks. Oh my God.
Child in grade school eats pop rocks, sets off a nuclear bomb, potentially in Iran, right? Like
price of oil goes crazy. So it drives me, just driving me nuts. And the problem is I'm just learning. It's kind of this commodities trading world, as I told everyone I'm in class. And so I count on things to be, when I'm learning and setting things up, to be very routine. And it takes me longer to set up, get ready for the day. And a lot of times I get ready for tomorrow the night before. And so last night I'm going and adjusting my different things and zippity doo-dahs and that type of stuff. And I look away for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden, Pedro, what do I hear?
The sound of reindeer on your roof.
That was good. That was good. My computer fans go, and I turn and look. I have this big, tall monitor over here with all my charts on it, and all of them have these giant green candles, and one of them has a giant red candle. And of course, it's crude oil with red, and everything else is green. Didn't matter what it was. It was like Toys R Us stock, green, and threw off everything that I had to do. So these volatile days, while good for trading, for experienced traders that are quick and can analyze stuff quickly, are slow for me. In fact, today was a great trading day for a lot of people. The morning there was volatility, there's movement in gold, there's movement in copper, movement in crude oil, there's movement in the currencies, all types of stuff. And I managed to get like 3 trades in. I was frozen. I was frozen because there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't process fast enough with my just newly learned skills. But anyway, that's war. That's what it does. It slows down decision making, and no matter what you do. No matter what you do. So DeFi Dude says closed equals open or moves, so long equals short.
Pretty much.
It's just
pretty much. Well, I think also it's something just to also understand is that like this market is one of those things that it is institutional traders wet dream, right? Because there's such huge moves. I mean, you literally have the S&P 500 at 7. I mean, its daily ATR is almost 100, over 100 ATR daily moving, which is basically 400 ticks in the market movement, which is crazy because you're talking their ability to capitalize on the income coming in for them is just huge. So it's one of those things. Same thing with gold. I mean, actually right now ATR for S&P 500 is actually 70, but still that's 1%. That's 70 points on a daily move, which is crazy. So that's just, I look at that going like, holy moly, and it doesn't take much for it to really start to extend even further. I mean, when you look at gold, where its ATR is 100 points a day, which is basically 1,000 points or 1,000 ticks a day, It's that again, that there's just there's so many opportunities for a trader just to make money, just to capture a move of 20, 30 points. I mean, you used to dream if you could get 20 points in gold, 10 points in gold. Now, I mean, if you get 10 points in gold, 20 points in gold, you're like, I barely got a bit of the move today. So it's just kind of, it's crazy the amount of movement here, you know. And I mean, if you think about it, when this thing was moving literally 300 points a day, you know, 250 points a day, you know, back in February and in March, that was nuts. So it was just crazy. We're kind of slowing down. So again, these movements, man, you are so blessed to trade in these markets because it's just easier to make cash.
Right. Or,
you know,
or lose it.
Or lose it. You're right. I mean, I'm not. Good point. But again, all of these movements, this is all inflationary movements here. This is all because U.S. debt is getting so out of whack that it's just throwing everything off and just throwing everything off kilter. So it's going to be really interesting as we continue to move forward here with Trump.
Well, we've had Pedro. We've had new highs in all the indexes as well.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Last night, while we were sleeping, this S&P 500 had a new all-time high. Not because traders were pushing it up and there was good news in the market and earnings were reported and everything was going great. It was because they announced cessation of the war. Well, they announced it. Doesn't mean it's happening. Combined with all the money they've been spending on the war, which, like I've said before, Pedro, I covered this in the show the other day that I was just by myself, is in wartime spending. They're like, well, we spent $25 billion. The U.S. government can cough $25 billion out and not affect the market at all. I mean, it's just, you know, that's a day's worth of spending. Or not even a day's worth of spending, whatever, short. But that's not the point. In war, they start spending cash money right now, right into the economy right now. They start buying a lot more jet fuel, a lot more consumables, a lot more cargo, a lot more air freight. They buy things that go right into the economy immediately. They're not like long-term contracts and then the money goes to a bank and gets invested and then slowly authorized out. You know, they're going like, all right, we need 50 million gallons of jet fuel tomorrow, and you know, I need more stuff. Or they pull it from reserves, and then immediately there's long-term contracts in place to replace those reserves. So immediately, and the U.S. government, Pedro, they pay within 30 seconds of invoicing. You invoice them, and it's an all-approved invoice, boom, and your money's in the bank the next day. And so that cash comes out fast. It goes into the economy quickly. And what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means the indexes go up. They are essentially printing money when they do that. It's not a money printer going, brrr, but it's unusually high spending for our already unusually high spending. But it's speed to market. The money they spend during the war, the speed at which it gets into the market is about as fast as you can do it, other than dropping $100 bills, you know, from airplanes across the country. And so that pushes the indexes up. And you know, we know, Pedro and I know somebody that's taken advantage of that quite well. And so so that's why we're seeing new all-time highs in just about everything. In the S&P 500, you know, in the Nasdaq had new all-time highs last week because of all the amazing earnings by Google and Facebook and that other group. Yeah, whatever. Part of the tech
Tesla.
But still, with good news about the war ending, it went up even further. Even the Russell 2000, you know, small businesses also do well during war because they're part of the supply chain for the big defense contractors. And big defense contractors, really, their stock, they get a boost in stock during war because speculators push it up. But really, they have the big long-term contracts, which, you know, the war right now doesn't affect them. Because they're not going to get paid on anything. Replacing missiles takes months, and they don't get paid till they ship it. So, and analysts are thinking, all right, earnings will increase next quarter. And so they'll play the market a little bit and stuff like that. But even the Russell 2000 doing quite well. And I did manage to get out of my soybean trade at a small loss, but but it's thankfully it's the sim, because I'm only allowed to trade the sim right now in class.
Oh, okay. Yep. There you go. I was about to ask you. I was like, was that real money?
No, I haven't traded any real money in
Okay.
ages.
Alrighty. Well, and the reason why I say that is literally because when you're learning something, you don't want to learn it. You know, it's best to learn something in more of a safe place so that you don't have any traumatic dopamine hits from bad trading. Because what happens, you can get just like an abusive man with a woman, how that woman bonds to him because of the dopamine release, and then because when either you're scared really hard or you've been hurt physically, your body tries to comfort you. So how does it comfort you, right? With oxytocin, with things to make you feel good, to calm yourself down. The problem is that gets then released onto whatever circumstance, i.e., let's say an abusive individual in your life, whether that's male or female, or whether that's a car situation. You're driving and now you're always a bit afraid, right? So most people who've been in car wrecks typically get into car wrecks more, right? It's just say that's why insurance companies sit there and go, all right, I'm gonna run around, because it's all a dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, epinephrine drug that gets released to kind of calm you down and chill you out. So the reason why I say that is for trading, if you get into something and you have one of those experiences, you'll get bonded to a bad experience. So that's why it's better for you to trade in sim for now, get the hang of it, and then you start getting the dopamine and the serotonin. So when something goes against you or something like that, and you have that moment, you can quickly get out, and you have it, instead of being trauma bonding, you actually have the reverse of that, whereas if it does well, then you get again the dopamine and the serotonin and then the oxytocin feeling of making cash, And
then there's people like me that just watch it and go, all right, that was a loser, close it out. Or win.
Don't say that. Don't say that. And there's people like me. Stop saying that.
Pedro, but I gotta tell you, I had 4 total trades today. One of which I went to click the button to buy, to go long, and I didn't have the setting right on it, so I clicked it and the thing went beep, but it didn't go bling like I normally would expect. So in my mind registered that I bought it, and I came back and I missed a good run in the natural gas. Got it all filled out here on my thing and everything, but then I was like, oh, there's no trade, and I could have just anticipated the trade and that kind of stuff, but I don't do that. I made the mistake. So I had no stop outs again today.
Nice.
And just that soybean trade that I just closed out at a loss was the only exit for you. Yeah. So in the past 2, yesterday and today, no stop outs. Yesterday I closed a lot of trades early because I was panicky yesterday. So I figured that 2 of them trades yesterday, I think, should have gone into, had I not closed them out early. Their very weak retest area would have failed, and I would have got stopped out. But if you don't have a strong retest area, don't let it retest.
And this is where I always. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just finishing out. So I've had 2 good days 2 days of semi-decent trades that I've made this is in the sim demo mode. A little bit of cash, but learned a lot of good lessons, especially reviewing them and seeing where I either went wrong in the trade setup or in the management of the trade by closing it out early and not making fat stacks of cash. But all in all, I'm happy with my progress. Oh, did Pedro die again? We haven't had that happen in a long time. Yep, Pedro Aldedo. Oh, he's even got a new computer, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, we'll take Pedro off the screen until he comes back there. This is the trade I'm in right now. This is my sim trade here, part of TradingView. Many of you probably recognize this. In a Canadian dollar trade. The Canadian dollar's been trending down all day. Just kind of stopping that, and I'm watching it. I'm up a cool 25 bucks. That's how I roll, ladies and gentlemen. Big money traded on this channel. Huge. Huge. Let's look more in depth at this trade.
Hey, buddy, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I got you. Pedro, don't you have an all-new computer?
I did, but I just overrammed it. I literally opened up like 100 tabs at 1 second. And yeah.
That'll do it. Anyway, I was just going over the last trade I had open for the day was my Canadian dollar trade, of which it seems to be losing its gas. If you can see at the bottom of the chart here, volume is dropping off as the day gets long in the tooth here. And weird things start happening when the volume goes down because, people that otherwise would not be able to influence the market are able to. And the general rules of the road don't work anymore. This is a great example that someone told me recently. If you think of a highway with lots of cars on it, merging in and out and all this type of stuff, there's a lot of people in there. They're all kind of following the rules. You can generally predict mostly what's going to happen during the day. When you have a super highway and it's like 2 a.m. and there's one car on it, you don't know if that car is going to go, that car could go 20 miles an hour, it could go 400 miles an hour. You can't really predict what that one car is going to do. And it's like that in the market. When there's lots going on, lots of liquidity, lots of traders, everyone's kind of going down that same super highway. Everyone kind of acts in their lane, kind of goes in a known direction of what's going on, and nobody can go super faster than everybody because there's a lot more going on. And then overnight, or after the market gets a little a little towards the end of the day, there's less money, there's fewer people, and the ones that are left can kind of, some can go fast, some can kind of go slow. It's not as predictable, and so you have to be more wary of the rules you follow because they're going to bend a little bit. Thought that to be a good analogy. And speaking of getting long in the tooth, Pedro, we're getting a little long in the tooth here. And you're on mute. You there? Hello, Pedro. Don't hear you. All right. We'll wait for Pedro's connection to come back here.
It looks like I'm doing okay. Hello.
Oh, there you are. You're back. I don't know what happened.
All right. Guess who's back? Got a little long in the tooth there. So let's go ahead and look at some aspects of here. What were we talking that we were going to look at? Sorry.
Not a clue what you're talking about.
Well, you said let's go to Pedro, and I don't know what we were going to talk about. There. What you said, we're going to go back to the chart. That's what I was like. What are we going to talk? Because we haven't really talked about the AI thing, and so that's why I was like, wait, do you want us to go over like Google and a lot of the?
No. Let's skip all that shit. We can have a good conversation about AI and what's going on with that.
Right now?
I've got a good article to share on that also. That's off topic, but on topic a little bit about AI. What was that?
This is Google.
Oh, that's from their earnings the other day.
Yeah, this was absolutely crazy. I mean, it goes from 270 to 390. This is nuts. Like, this is the part that just where it just starts to, when it just starts to rally so hard, you're like, it literally almost, what is that, 300, 400, I mean, 25% in literally 2 months. I mean, like, how do you, that's just crazy. Like, So this is where it's like it starts to get crazy when you start to watch like Amazon. Like Amazon pulls back to our area of 197, and then literally goes to. I mean, it's 30%. It's 34% jump. That is crazy. Or is it 30? Yeah, 30. Sorry, 40. No, 30,
one
35,
CNBC
30.
commentator mentioned about Jeff Bezos and Amazon is that the price of the stock rose enough to offset all the money he's ever spent in his life. Just imagine all the money you've ever spent in your life as a billionaire. The giant boats, jets, all that kind of stuff. And then the other day in the earnings call, the price of the stock goes up enough to drive his market cap of the shares he owns up higher than all the money he's ever spent in his life.
It's funny. His wife is catching some heat because she wore some stuff, I guess, to the gala, to the Met Gala, and she looked, I guess, really hot, and people were like she got heat for it for whatever reason, and then some of these other people basically wear nothing or something absolutely crazy, and it's celebrated. I think there's like a double standard, honestly, for the tech billionaires and their wives and children versus just middle of
versus the morons
celebrity.
at the Met Gala.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I had a friend of mine, his wife and him went to the he's a billionaire, and him and his wife went, and she didn't wear anything extraordinary like crazy. She wore something actually pretty elegant and walked in. They were just happy to go to the Met Gala, and he's fairly young. He's not like these guys in their 60s. And his wife, she's fit, she takes care of herself. She's had 2 babies, and she still looks great for herself, like looks absolutely stunning. I just thought to myself, like, why can't it go back to just like being like normal? Like, why can't we just be like, what it reminds me of?
Normal.
It reminds me of in the Fifth Element, no, Sixth Element, the one with
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, yeah.
The white strappy dress?
Yeah.
All what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, and they're all wearing crazy stuff. I feel like we're living in that, like, and it was interesting is it talks about, I think it was said Bitcoin being at like 1 million. Like it talked about, it named Bitcoin in that, and it named the S&P 500. Oof. And what's up?
Oh, you keep talking. I'm on topic here.
Oh, I just thought it was crazy, that whole entire thing. And so when you look at what we're seeing within the culture, that, there's 2 standards. There's the far left and far right. They can get away with like murder. But it's the middle that's like, you require us to follow a sect of rules that just is like, why don't you follow? I mean, you the guys are being the douches, you far left and far right. Don't be douches. So I just think it's interesting. Yeah. Thoughts?
Here's the Pedro. It's on the screen. Here's Lauren Sanchez, yeah. Dirty Sanchez, Lauren Sanchez, wife of Jeff Bezos here.
You gotta be careful, bro.
She's had a lot of work lately. I mean, she's been busy with a lot of work lately. I didn't mean she's gone under the knife or anything. Anyway, she garnered critical comments from the internet over her choice for the Met Gala dress she wore. Former Joe's modeled a navy Schiaparelli gown at the annual event. The dress boasted a deep neckline, gold pearl straps, cinched at the waist perfectly. Now look, she has a normal Hollywood-style dress and appearance going on. She's got the hair's done perfectly, the face is done perfectly, the dress done perfectly, boobs are done perfectly. Everything's done perfectly. Compared to the morons that showed up in, like, Katy Perry showed up with, like, looking like Osiris, the Tesla robot.
Yeah.
Some dude showed up wearing, like, some kind of halter top stuff thing, and dresses I couldn't even. Heidi Klum showed up as the Statue of Liberty, or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the worst part about the worst part about the whole thing, Pedro, is
they're all dumb.
No, is that we're talking about.
Yeah.
That whole thing is so effective that here
Yeah.
we are talking about it.
We actually, yeah, very
And,
good.
and so it's just like, oh, it's awful, these people, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, hey, did you check out that crazy ass Katy Perry? Well, I'm going to go watch Inside Edition and TMZ tonight.
Well, it's interesting. I guess we could jump off that topic and go back to Coinbase. Coin to launch 24/7 gold and silver futures, which I thought was really, really interesting. Like they're starting to really capture this movement of people want a 24/7 market. And it's interesting to see that the institutions are fighting that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really fighting that. And it's like, and I'm like, why are they fighting that? It's not like, but like it's almost part of the markets,
Yeah, I have a comment on that, but I brought up some of the other pictures from the gala here, and here's the
sorry,
outfit.
go ahead, yeah.
This outfit, this guy was actually praised as being like the best dressed.
This
Exactly. Oh.
like it's saddening. It's actually very saddening because you just look at that going like, can't we just like, I pray to God, I will never, I say this now.
Oh my God.
I say this now, but bro, it may come a point in time where we'll have to wear dresses to be cool.
Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Is that the event? Or it's the Christmas movie with the polar bear, the animation like Heat Miser stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Sorry to interrupt you on that.
No, I said, I prayed to God that the time period where we will never have to worry. I prayed I don't have to worry about wearing a dress where I'm not going to be accepted unless I wear a dress. I know it sounds crazy, man. Like, but it might, what I'm saying? Like, whereas the traditional wear will be, you are a complete tool if you wear a suit, and it's socially acceptable to people to wear an actual dress. Like that may happen. That's crazy.
This girl's parents right now are going, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Mr. and Mrs. Mahfouf. I'm sorry, I know it's tough being a parent. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But to get to this point and to see all the effort you put into your daughter, and she has 2 plastic hands over her boobies, standing there like she's cool. Pedro, this is the essence of the phrase, the emperor has no clothes. Emperor has no clothes on. This is the essence of that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get off this because this is
Thank you. All
too
right,
much.
so this is, it's dumb. All right, so let's jump back here real quick. Coin, like I just wanted to bring it up because there is this nuance between the ultra rich billionaire tech wives and families, right, versus craziness that happens in Hollywood, right? And I look at that and I'm like, yet there's a double standard there, right? Whereas you're pushing an agenda that is oppressive to an economy that needs, and I'm underlining the idea of capitalism versus communism, right, or socialism. And so a part of me wonders like who we need to push for growth again. We need to push for real growth, real ingenuity, real people going out doing, building real things to push America forward again. And it sounds crazy, but I thought Coinbase to launch a 24/7 gold and silver futures, I thought was really interesting, and it's going to be eligible in the U.S. for U.S. traders. Again, this is a big deal. It's going to be a gold perp, and we talked about this almost 3.5 years ago, or maybe 3.
Well, there's gold perps
3 years
now.
ago.
You can trade the PAX G, and
but
other
that's-
things similar like that. But I get it. It's limited. It's DeFi, but they have them on exchanges also as perpetuals. But it doesn't have the cachet as being a gold itself.
Yes, and this is where it's like 1 troy ounce of gold. Like this is the part that's going to be crazy, that you'll be able to sit there and go, okay, and vice versa for the silver perps as well, is that you'll be able to go through and get it. And the demand that it's going, like if you hold on to these, you'll be able to receive gold or be able to receive. So suppose
don't they have to change the law in the U.S. for retail?
This is what I'm trying to say, is like that, like we're coming to an era and a period in time where it's like, are they going to allow all that? Or and again, TradFi is really fighting that movement of allowing basically the crypto bros to actually become legitimate. And so I find that really interesting. And I'm almost now. We talked about this 3 years ago, where like I said, we would see the rest of the world start to receive. And this is before anybody even started talking about this. And I wish we could go put all of our shows into an AI and just be able to go boop, boop, boop. Hey, when did Pedro Garcia, crypto chart analyst, start talking about stable coins being used as to fund the US debt, to help with, like all these little things. And again, we talked about perpetual futures back then, where I expected to see them become legitimate and us actually connecting gold and silver in a way where we no longer have to do contracts. Right, that they'll do by date and time of purchase, and that's a contract that gets solidified, right? And then boom, you can either get in or get out or stay, much like what you see in currencies, right? And not commodity currencies, but actual real currencies that you see people trading, like the Forex market. So again, I think we're going to see major movement here, and I'm looking forward to it, because again, it adds more volume, more buyers and sellers, and being able to get in and get out of a market, and being able to take advantage of a move, hence being able to create wealth for people, right, who want to get in on that. And so to me, I look at that and I'm excited about that.
I am too. And on that note, I believe the CME has announced that they are going to start putting out futures contracts for individual stocks.
Yeah.
The top 50 stocks in, I don't remember if it was the S&P. Wouldn't be the Nasdaq, but I'm guessing it would be the S&P 500. I'm sure there's a press release about that somewhere. But to trade, they're like, we're going to bring the ability to speculate on the price of stocks, to the market. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, isn't that what the options market is for? I mean, the Chicago Board of Option Exchange people are like, yeah, we've been doing that for 120 years. Okay. But they're gonna bring it in the style of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange monthly contract type things, and settled to cash, no delivery of shares and stuff like that. And I think that's bullshit when it's settled to cash. I mean, I can see if it's an index, you can't really, send you the 500 stocks and partial shares of it and stuff like that. But I think all of these things should be settled in their underlying commodity, like gold. It's settled in gold. If you don't close out your contract, you got to take delivery of it. Obviously, for retail people, in the U.S. we can't do that. It's meant for institutional and wholesale groups and gold brokers and things like that. But I like the strong link to the underlying commodity, because I think it causes less buffoon. Oh fuck! Here goes my
buffoon. You right there? What's wrong?
Oh, Canadian dollar is just
dropping on you.
No, it's starting to reverse. So I'm just moving my stop into profits. No, it's not going against me. It's in profits, baby. Woo woo.
Okay. 3-1, 5-1, 8-1. Where are you at?
Oh no, it's 1-1 right now. But it's getting towards the end of the day, and weird things are happening.
Yep. What's funny is I've been using that side note. I've been messing with the olive oil, and then as well as saffron and ghee. I've been messing around with this, and basically kind of help me sleep better, help my cortisol level to drop, so I can be able to focus. Right. Well, actually, cortisol helps you. Yeah. What's up? Oh, sorry.
Wait, you were just talking about focusing, and then you got distracted.
No, the reason why I'm saying this is literally, so I started messing with like saffron and things like that. I've told you about this, right?
Right.
And also our community here. And it's interesting that as I keep trading, and there's certain things like I can now sit there and go, this is not worth my focus. This is not worth my focus. And I feel like currencies right now, I feel like currencies right now, because the US dollar, USDX, let's pull that up, USDX, right? When you look at it, we're just kind of going sideways here between that. I mean, really over the last month here, you can see here we've gone from 99 to that 98 area versus it's seeing it pull back. And here's the part that we've talked about, this area of 100, 200, right? I said I was expecting it to get up to that 102, but man, it pulled back to these lower levels here. But like when you look at the movement overall on currencies compared to everything else, I just feel like you have less bang for your buck, right? Because it's just it's not moving 400 ticks, right? It's not moving 1,000 ticks a day, so or 1,300 ticks a day, you know. Or when you look at silver, right? Like it's crazy. So I just feel like, I mean, maybe if we start to see another either short, dropping of the USDT, and you can see the movement USDTX here, but you can see here that it's not necessarily really dropping or pushing up. It's just consolidating. So for me, it's just like, I think you'd have other options to play. I mean, like I said, you can look at Solana. Solana's moving now, it's starting to pick up and go. You can trade, and you can trade all these on the CME. These are all, stuff that you can actually trade in the micros, right? And have more liquidity than other markets and less buffoonery, as Tom says. Because it's a little harder to really mess with the CME. So I don't know. I just think I think there are better options than just Canadian.
Notice she just left recently, and when she leaves, there's a list.
Always a list. Listen, One thing about being a man who's great for the hair,
right? Seeing that evolve, so you can read it.
I mean, so much where it helps me as if I'm taking Ritalin or Adderall without a personality change. And so, I mean, even Tom can attest to my ability to be able to remain on topic, go off topic, but come back purposely, because I'm going off to come back. So anyways, just want to shout that out to our people. We'll be offering that here soon as well. So that's about it in a nutshell for me. That was super long for my little, hey, come check us out.
Let's see. Baby Drago says, I want to say that I thought Italian was the best. Moroccan oil is BS, pesticide, Spanish, Italian, or just go butter.
I'm telling you, look it up. Go look it up, man. Moroccan is the highest. Now, if you're going cooking, Italian can be used. But I'm talking, this is olive oil you can use for cooking, but it's really for health. It's the highest volume of polyphenols. There's a difference. Understand what you use it for, right? Like this is, you would just take a shot, like literally 2 ounces or an ounce a day. It'll burn your throat, but it'll be really good for your body.
Pedro, I did have the opportunity to go walk in the olive trees, where in which you should do, since this is up your alley, in Jerusalem.
The Mount of Olives.
Yeah, my hotel actually looked over it. I was on Mount Zion, and it looked over it, and we're just like, hey, let's walk over there. So we did, and you're like, oh, this is the place where it all happened.
Yeah, like the final showdown, like where all the spiritual heads came up together and were fighting. The Royal Rumble of
and then also in the 1967 war, it went down there too. So a lot of the trees got blown up.
What was interesting is that's where you literally have like the enthronement of Jesus on the cross. I mean, literally, if you read N.T. Wright in any of his stuff, he talks about that. There's this huge battle that's actually happening, and Jesus is his coronary, or not coronary, when a king gets crowned and like raised up as king. What's that called? Coronary. You know,
Got me there.
I can't remember. I forget what it is. But so basically, when a king gets brought into kingship, right, and they set the
Coronation.
crown on his coronation. Thank you. I'm calling it coronation. And
Coronary.
I was like, that's so awful. I hope somebody takes all of our. Yeah, right. The coronary is coming. There's a hard thing going on. But what I'm saying though is this: it's pretty cool because N.T. Wright talks about that. Whereas when Jesus is lifted up, he literally that's his coronation as king. And so, and that's like the upside down king mindset of Christianity versus a lot of other religions. So I just thought it was interesting. And I've always wanted to walk the walk from, I know we're going off topic here. But
I've walked it. It's interesting.
Yeah, from the
and
Garden of
it's much
Gethsemane
smaller.
to,
It's like from here to over there too. Yeah, you know, and it's always portrayed as this long, drawn out thing. You know, and you're. It's like from. I mean, it's like you're like that's it. You're like yeah. I mean, the old city of Jerusalem is about the size of my apartment here. Okay, I'm using hyperbole a little bit, but it's not big.
Yeah, he's joking. Yeah,
it's you know it's not big at all. It's like the downtown market area here in Ottawa. It's just like it takes 5 minutes to walk from one side, from the Wailing Wall to the other side. All right, thank you. Just getting our smoke alarm replaced here.
Nice.
And then the walk, you're like, and then there's plaques. So this is where he fell to his knee, and this is where this happened, and all this type of stuff. And you're like, it's cool because you're in where history is, and you know history happened and that type of stuff. And so it's really cool. But then you get to the end, and you're like, wait, like I allotted all day for this, and it's you've been walking for 30 minutes,
20 minutes, 30 minutes,
and that's stopping
really
and reading
short,
everything.
Really?
Yeah, no, you can walk the whole thing in 5 minutes. I mean, it's just.
I've heard people spend days, like they fast and pray there.
People they go and they reenact it, and they sit and have mass at each place, and no. I mean they do, and there's minders.
So that is
okay, guys. Other people want to come to it, move along, and they're like, we're having mass, and they're like, okay, go over there and do it, and.
Hey, bro, this is the Jews. This is about money, bud. Like, hey, you're holding up the line. Let's go.
Come on, let's go.
You know, we got to get this product off the shelf. Come on, let's go.
Na na la mancha, na na la mancha, na 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 na. DeFi dude says, I got all the saffron you need from La Mancha.
Ooh, talk to me.
La Mancha.
Dude, I listen. I've been messing with saffron. I've been messing it, putting in ghee. That's Ghee, not Gee. Somebody pointed that out to me. I was like, thank you, appreciate that. But like, it was really, dude. I couldn't believe how well it helped me. And the other part that really was kind of crazy is that it really helped my sleep. I was more shocked about the sleep, how I can just sleep. And I've messed with glycine or magnesium glycinate, right, to help me sleep better. Through the saffron, I feel like I can actually sleep easier and better taking it at night, about an hour before I brush my teeth. Boom, dude, I'm shocked. I'm legitimately shocked on some of this stuff, and overall, I just feel better versus more of just taking the synthetic things of sleep. And so, anyways, it's helped me out. So shout out to DeFi dude, man. Freaking love you, dog. Dero Lawton. Sorry, I was doing a goofball here.
Oh, there goes gold. Ah, shit.
Did it rally?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right, I was saying. Yeah, I actually want to short CL right now. I'm just waiting for the 3 candles to get a blow because I'm starting to see, if you look at the 15. Oh, not 15. But look at the 15. Are you starting to see the turn?
Hold on, I don't have that chart open.
See it? We have a hard close right there. And so I want to capture.
I'm in slow mode right now because.
Oh.
What time frame are you on?
I'm on the 15. Yeah, 15. 5, 15, and 30. Look at the short term. You can see like there's really nothing. Like cycle real quick. You can see the 480, see the 240, right? See how it's playing right there? Right, it's hitting the 89 there.
Yeah.
And so I think we're gonna see it.
Well, it's already pierced. It's from the one before that, so.
So I think we're going to just see it like from the 120 to the 240 to the 120. You see it's going down. I think we're going to go get orders down in that 94 area up below, and that's 95 cents there. So you could drop, bam. We already hit it. Where's it going to get the orders? Yep, racetrack down. Now I don't think it's going to go all the way down to like that 93. I think we're going to go get the orders sitting at the previous 120 candle, but ultimately. And that's going to be that.
Interesting. Then gold is moving and crude oil is not. They've been moving together for way too long, and then all of a sudden, crude oil is putting in a position here, Pedro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
5-minute chart, getting ready to move, and you've got the idea of what it wants to do. 30-minute things are weakening, widening.
Well, here's the thing, right? So the other thing, like, let's look at Solana here. I'll bring up Solana too as well real quick. Dude, you're like, we probably shouldn't. You gotta go. Well, dude, we could talk about forever young. I wanna be forever young.
Alphaville.
What's Alphaville?
That song, Pedro, is 40 years old.
Oh, really?
40 in the fall of 86. It might be 41 years old, but in the fall of 1986, at the fraternity house where I was a resident at for a number of years, a few years too many at university. I walked into some guy's room as a lowly pledge to get a signature in my pledge book. And he was right in the process of turning his stereo on, and he had these giant Klipsch speakers, brand Klipsch, before they sold out to some Chinese firm and they turned into cheapo things. And my ears may still be ringing from that moment. And it was that song.
That's a good song for it to ring to.
And then they followed up with some Depeche Mode, and it was like being at a Deep Purple concert in the 70s. It was so loud you couldn't even believe it. Now, I just want to say I've never been to a Deep Purple concert in the 70s, so but it's well known to be the loudest concerts ever to have existed.
Ever. Even now, even all of
they went way
universe.
past OSHA standards. They just and all the Deep Purple guys are like, what? Huh? What?
Even
huh?
the universe was talking about it. Literally. Like, they're like, dude, we thought a supernova was loud. Down on Earth, they were saying, blaring, forever young, I wanna be. But if there is an epic song for you to go and listen to, would that not be the song you want to hear blasted? You know? Maybe not.
Yeah, I guess so. At my funeral, when they're rolling me down the church, the aisle in the church, be forever young.
I thought you meant during marriage. My bad.
No, I've had plenty of those. I don't need any more of those.
Yeah, that's funny. How many? You're on number 4, right?
No, 3. God, come on, Pedro.
Oh,
number 4.
I'm sorry.
Who do you think I am here?
My bad. But hey, third one's a charm, and you got to keep her. You definitely married up. You lucky she even liked you. It was all personality. I got to
totally
hung out
lucky.
with this guy.
It's totally luck. Married
totally up. Luck. Married up. She was like 10 years. What's the difference? Like 20? Wow.
17. 17 years younger.
And she's a boss woman too. He living off of her dime. No, I'm joking.
Note, I have to go to work for her when I close the showdown.
Yes.
I gotta review financial statements for her.
But Tom is incredible. She likes Tom for his brain.
Right. Not my wealth, I'll tell you that. I own 2 manufacturing companies that both go bankrupt. You ain't got no more wealth.
You know what's so sad is that if you stuck around for longer than more than like maybe an extra 6 months, DYOR would never be around though, because you would explode it, right? Because you were talking about there was that contract that you. So.
That's true. If it wasn't for COVID ruining my multi-million-dollar manufacturing company and supply and service company, we wouldn't have this network that I got 42 cents for reading that commercial earlier.
Yep. We got 42 cents? Dang, man. Moving on up.
I think it was 20 something. There was a 42 centner in there from a new person or a new group that I hadn't reviewed, because sometimes well, you don't know. Sometimes it's like these crazy people that put the ads on, and all of a sudden you're doing an ad for broken dick syndrome, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to do broken dick syndrome.
Dude, I have no problem doing broken dick syndrome. If they're gonna pay me and it's nothing against my morals,
then I am gonna send the script to you for broken dick syndrome.
I'll be like, listen, are you strong?
You suffer from lack of testosterone. Is your hair receding really fast and your dick not working? Well, just in time for Pedro's potions and poisons.
Dude, we gotta come out with we do. You know what our things are
Extra
gonna be? Our
chew
store.
garlic in the morning, ginger in the afternoon. Next thing you know, your lady will be happy.
She might want you to keep your mouth shut because your breath stank. But hey, everything else is working wonderful.
Let me tell you. Excuse me, Dexter St. Jock in the house. If you don't get the Dexter St. Jock reference,
It was so good, dude.
you are missing out on some quality entertainment from Eddie Murphy.
Oh man, dude, old Eddie Murphy would have been canceled.
Woo,
Dude.
woo, 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 woo.
Dude, so canceled. Dude, just him on Saturday Night Live. Dude, at Saturday Night Live's first, did you watch that? They came out with the movie of it.
Tonight, yes, I did. Tonight's
such
word
a
of the
good
day: escape. Robinson, you got your rent money, motherfucker. Beep. Ladies and gentlemen,
man.
kids, escape. Mr. Robinson is going to escape.
Escape. Yeah. Anyways, we gotta go. I gotta go pick up my son. So we're gonna go out today and have a good time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for you today. Haven't put together the schedule for the balance of the week yet. We don't know when we'll be on, but we're going to have a good discussion about the next show. We'll talk about AI, how it's affecting not only the crypto and financial markets, but and your everyday life, that type of stuff. But that's all we got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. As always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to have hosted another great show of DYOR Live here with my co-host, Mr. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. Thank you very much, Pedro. We'll see you guys soon. Pay attention to social medias and our Telegram group for our next show. So be there. I'll leave you with the kabong, kabong. Hey, Pedro, I got the kabong right this time.
Did good, bro. Did good.
You're afraid to do whatever you want.